What's up, everybody? Your old buddy Scrappy D. Check it in. Been quite a week. I've been very busy. I had that big pallet of stuff that we sold. And there was some really great vintage computer stuff on there. And we did pretty well with getting it processed and sold. What I do have is a bunch of vintage drives I thought I would process on camera with you guys. Probably wind up putting this up as a video later. Kind of an odd time to go live, but haven't really gotten too much content posted lately, and so let me get this up real quick. So I have quite a few vintage boards here to take apart tonight. So for those of you, this is a hard drive board. This is a non-SATA connector because of the gold pins. These are premium price right now at boardsort.com. And actually that is what I am working on. This was an old Maxtor hard drive, and you know, I'm very leery about selling hard drives because of the fact that they have people's information on them. And you know, I'm not going to be responsible for something like that. I hope everybody is doing well. It has been a spectacular fall here in Connecticut. We've just had a week of amazing weather, and I've been really busy processing computers. I got most of them taken down, taken apart. I have I have 5 or 6 that were complete, and they looked pretty clean. I've got those up on eBay and Marketplace. I've listed them as clean, non-working computers. But the MIPS boards, those sold. And they sold for unbelievable money. And I'm not saying that to brag or gloat. But if you come across a computer board, they're a funny color green. They're greenish yellow. They're kind of a slime green. And it says MIPS on it. You've got $1,000 board, and that is no joke. They're just unbelievable. Now this is a SATA connection, which I'm surprised because these computers are super old. Huh. I bet you if I break that off, there's gold pins under there. Yeah, I think there's going to be. That's interesting. These either will go in with aluminum breakage or dirty aluminum. I don't take apart hard drives. There's way too many screws. It's too fiddly. And I just don't have the time. I sell them to the yard. Whoops. I had given some thought to possibly saving the neodymium magnets that are inside because of the potential of rare earth magnets becoming harder and harder to get. But my thought is, how the heck would you even ship those things? So, yeah. This stuff is regulated. I mean, think about it. A crate full of magnets tipping the wrong way could really do some damage on the ship, huh? So, I've just decided to send them off to the scrapyard and let them sell them. You know, there's only so much stuff you can keep around, guys. And the price of scrap metal, that took a crap too, so I've just been putting it out on the curb. Let the guys have it. It's like a nickel a pound. It's ridiculous. So I don't even think it's $100 a gross ton anymore. And for the damage I do to my truck and my body, taking that kind of scrap to the scrapyard, nope. I had the guys come last weekend. I had a dumpster brought in, and I paid 2 guys who would do a lot of my piano moving. They came in and emptied my basement of a U-Haul truck full of metal, which I gave them. They took that to the scrapyard, and then of course I paid them for the moving job. Hello, Moyer. I had set it in 2002 through 2005. Model DDRS 34560, IBM, but there's no date on it. I'm surprised. I really am. Oh well. There is gold in the laser eye. There's a rare earth magnet, and the controversy abounds about what is actually on the platters. Hi, are you freaking kidding me? How are you? And I'm really surprised to find October 98. There it is right there, and it's already got a SATA drive. Huh. Very interesting. My question is, if I break this apart, are there gold pins under there, and is it a true SATA connection? Anybody out there know what year they started actually using SATA connectors? I'm gonna sacrifice one for the... Take one for the team here. Nope, it's a SATA connector. Huh. Well, that was a rude surprise. SATA connectors going as a low grade board. Thank you. Are you freaking kidding me? I am doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. Taking Big Red in Monday to get fixed. Some dipstick passed me on the right where there was no lane to pass. I was behind a truck that was making a left turn, and it was a single lane road. So I'm waiting. And this dipstick, not only does he pass me and sideswipe my beautiful pickup truck, he takes off. And I couldn't see his license plate. I was behind a truck. So I'm kind of very lucky that I found this big load of computer scrap, because I raised enough money to hopefully pay for the door, so thank God for that. Again, Boardshort's going to buy that as a low-grade board, low-grade hard drive board. That sucks. These came out of what was left of some tower servers that I bought. I've got a tower to take apart, but I think I'm going to do that on my Sunday live. I haven't really had a lot of content because it's just been very redundant taking apart the same kind of computers. I did do very well with gold recovery. I got quite a few ceramic CPUs. Where? I don't know if they're purple or not. Thank you. SATA came out in 2000. So IBM must have prototyped it, because these are from, the hard drive says 1998. But that's a SATA board. Huh. And mystery deepens. Maybe it's a prototype. Boy, you guys should just, I don't know if you look back to the video and check out those MIPS boards. Those were unbelievable. They are incredibly rare. They were so rare I didn't even know where to price them. I started the auction at 99 cents and the board auctioned off for over $1,000. And I had 5 of them. So 2 of them I sold in the computer as they were, even though the cases were absolutely destroyed. And one of my subscribers here, I had asked, I had put a picture out of the picture, according to Google anyway, February 2000. Yeah, but this is October, it's right here, October 98. And I am surprised by that. Anywho, It is what it is, right, guys? But thank you for checking that. Are you freaking kidding me? I appreciate that. So the research on it was, and this was last week, I put some of the boards up because I had no idea what they were, and one of my subscribers was nice enough to provide me enough information to get going. It was called a Jazz development board, and they were the prototypes for Windows and the Windows platform. And they're so rare that one of the few that is known to be in existence is in the Smithsonian Museum, and that's no joke. That's actually on my post about that computer. So that was kind of interesting. So these are CD-ROM drives. And again, you know, I don't know what kind of shape the stuff is in. You know, I don't really want to resell it because if it's damaged, it comes back, and you know, I can't deal with it. If it came out of a perfectly crystal clean computer, yeah, I would take a chance, but not in this case. The reason I'm going to go after this board right here are these pins. I'm hoping to go live Sunday morning, guys. We just have so much going on with the house, trying to get out from under the flood, trying to get the mess cleaned up, trying to get the house put back together. It's getting there, but, you know, it is getting there. I've got my basement workshop almost set up again. I've got to get a little bit better. It's too dark down there. I can't see. I've got to improve the lighting situation. And then I'll be able to move my e-scrapping back down to the basement where it belongs. Yeah, that's a screwdriver. Been a long day. So I had this pickup. I had a pallet that I picked up last Friday. And I had been negotiating for this pallet of vintage computers for over a year. We had agreed on a price a while ago. He was moving his warehouse, this, that, and the other thing. And it wasn't really until last week that it became available for me to go and pick up, which I did. And I had already given him a price, and he stayed with that price, and that was fine. Now, mind you, I just figured it was going to be a pallet of old computers. I didn't know what was going to be on it, nor did I expect the price of precious metals to go up as much as it had. So it had quite an array of computers on it. It looked like, I think he did an office clean out, and he just palleted them all. He has the monitors too. I told him, you know, you really could sell those. People are looking for those monitors. You know, they're the little monitors that go to the old PCs. For me, it's too much lifting and carrying, and they're just too heavy. I don't want to deal with it. Physically, I just can't. And so I hope he makes himself a few dollars off of that. I think he's got a good market for them. You know, if they work, there's no reason to think they weren't. He's had them sitting on a pallet for, you know, for quite some time. So there's gold in these laser eyes. Again, I don't save that. I don't have the room, guys. I don't have the space. And as much as I enjoy scrapping, I just, you know, how much crap could you have all over the house? You just can't. But you do get a nice piece of brassiness out of there. This is really kind of a nothing burger board. You know, if you really, you know, if you have the time and the space and the patience, there's a couple of motors in there and supposedly very good gold in the laser eye. But again, me, nope. So this is a, that's a 3.5 floppy drive, I think. But it's not in very good shape. So again, this one's going to get scrapped. It's just not in very good shape. Houdini joined, but he just disappeared. Where'd it go? Guys, don't forget to hit the like button, huh? If you like retro, if you like computer scrapping and stuff like that, you know, I'm always open to questions. I try to answer them. If I can't answer them, one of my amazing subscribers and followers probably can. Got a nice group that follows this channel. And I follow a lot of my subscribers as well. Really a very, very nice community we've got. And we're all willing to help. If you're new to scrapping computers, which is what I do, I scrap broken and non-working and non-functional and stuff that people have specifically asked me to destroy because they don't want their information out there. Those are the kind of things I destroy. But I recycle them. You know, we sell the boards. We sell a lot of the gold bearing material, which is what I'm doing here. I put priority boxes together of gold bearing materials, and I sell the materials. This is something I would put into one of those boxes. I sell things like gold finger cards. I smell. I hope you don't. I sell things that are shippable. The problem with me selling server boards, for example, is just the sheer weight. The sheer weight of the darn things. By the time they get to you, there's just no value. You know, you've had to pay so much to ship them. And same thing when you sell to a company, you know, and you have to ship. You got to know your prices, otherwise you wind up with, you know, no profit. So, if you're lucky enough, you know, find yourself a local yard you can work with. That's awesome. I've got 2 or 3 good buyers, you know, and it's enough to make a profit. Not as much as I'd like to make by the time I get done shipping it all, but if you know your prices and you know what's selling well and you know your shipping, you can do okay. I was very fortunate this week. A lot of the stuff I sold. I didn't have to send out to a refiner or a buyer. I was able to sell it direct to consumer, so to speak. Much better profit margin for me. I can't say where I sell it because I get a restriction every time I say that word. Oh, the cabinets. Vintage computer buyers. There's a huge community of vintage computer buyers. I was blown away. Some of the cabinets were clean, but the insides were no good. But what I wound up doing, Beagletoons, is just selling the whole computer as is. And we did very well on those. I sold the MIPS computers. I sold the old IBM computers. And of course, you know, Apples and things like that. But, you know, a lot of people like to restore that stuff. They like retro gaming. I know one guy who I was talking to who actually was trying to find certain components for his computer. I follow a couple of the vintage computer pages too. And I list stuff on there as well. And he was able to find the parts for his dad has dementia, and he one of the few things that he remembers how to do and likes doing is playing certain video games on the old computer. And he was looking for certain parts, and he came down. He looked through the computers that I had, and he found exactly what he was looking for. I was very happy about that. Sad for his situation, but glad that he was able to get his dad's computer up and running, so his dad could at least enjoy that, you know. Sad, but I was happy that I had what he was looking for. I don't scrap as much as I used to. I'm slowing down a bit. I've still got a lot of stuff I've got to process out in the side yard, but I think probably, you know, now it'll probably be scrap things for content and maybe some vintage stuff for resale. RAM continues to sell very well. I didn't look at the price today. I know the stock market had a good day. I don't know how the price of gold did today. I didn't have a chance to follow. I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised to find RAM hit $50 by the end of the month. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I thought $30 a pound was great. Now it's up at like almost 50. This is going to be a beastie to get out. Well, the board itself isn't so hot anyway. What I want is this right here. it's one of those brittle brown boards. I must have missed a screw somewhere. But you know, the gold pins, these are they're very bright, they're very shiny. These gold-plated pins are of very good quality to somebody who does gold refining. So yeah, don't discount these guys. Unless it being impossible to get apart like this one is. I did miss a screw. Stink biscuit. It helps if you take all the screws out, Dee. Yes, dear. Like I said, I just throw this all in the shred. There's a guy who comes by and picks up my computer cases. I presume there's probably some kind of gold in here. I'll throw that in with my small motors. And this is what I went after, was these gold pins. You'll see when you guys watch me fill up my Goldie boxes on my live. When we're playing What's in the Box, we'll scrap that out. Am I really out of these already? Ooh. Well, shoot, that was quick. Didn't take long. I got 2 more to do. May as well finish them right here. Hi, Oakla, how are you? Today's spot price on gold, $4103.20. Thank you. 132 says sister. GM, 132 GM. 132 a gram. Wow. I'll tell you, I never micro scrapped like I do now. I used to sell these for like 10 cents a pound or whatever the heck the yard was paying them. And not now. I'm going to go after those things and those gold fingers. And I don't gold refine, but what I do is I process the higher quality stuff and I resell it. And I've done well with that. $132 a gram. I mean, this is not something I would let go by. You know, Board Sort does buy these CD-ROM boards. They'll buy these and they'll buy the cheaper ones. This is what I mean by a SATA connection. Although for grading purposes it only refers to hard drives. You'll see a ribbon cable attached to this. If you see a ribbon cable, of course I don't have one here to show you. You see one of these ribbon cables, these big fat ribbon cables, and it's attached to a board or a drive, you're going to usually find gold pins underneath. Where the gold is. I'm not going to bother with this. I don't bother with the laser eye and the gold. Sorry, guys. Just way under my pay grade. I just go after gold here. Now, I put a couple of these aside that are in better shape. As I said, the computer itself was in really good shape, so we grabbed them. Old 3.5 floppy. And like I said, I'll put these. Go for the gold, D. I always do, but thank you. Yeah, I just, you know what, I haven't been on as much Oakla. I've been trying to at least keep my Sunday morning live. We had band instrument rental season, and I really just have gotten out from under that. It was very busy, and that is my prime business. But did well. I rented about 700 or 800 instruments this year. We did well, but I took everything on by myself. I closed the studio and put everything online. I wish I had done it 2 years ago, and we did very well. So much for retiring. Maybe next year. Game plan is to sell the whole route and sell the business. I hope that works out for us this year. I'm ready to retire, but I'm ready to retire, but I'm not ready to retire. I had this, I told you I had the stinking floods, so that means working another year so I can raise the funds to get the repairs paid off, and that's okay. It's not really too bad. I get up, you know, spend 3 or 4 hours in the morning. I'll go, what the heck is this thing? Look at this. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry I took that apart. What are you? Holy crap, I think I just wrecked something valuable. Crap. Wow. What is this thing, guys? Crap. I have no idea what this is. Could it be a zip drive? Crap. Oh well. Another one bites the dust. Hey, Do-Right, how are you? Now that's something I would have saved for somebody who does vintage computers, and I don't think I can get that top back on. That's pathetic. I'm sorry I broke that one. All right, now to get in here, I'm going to need a very small Torx screwdriver. That looks like brass or copper. Well, that's a really cool unit. At least it was. Now it's scrap. Ooh, that's got to be a zip drive. That's probably brass. I don't think it's gold plated. I think that's brass. I have to get a very tiny Torx. What I'll do is I'll scrap that out. I've already broken it. I'll scrap that out when I scrap something Apple, because when you scrap Apple anything, you need the tiniest Torx screwdrivers in creation. All right, here's another one. Use either SATA power or legacy power connector. Do not use both. May damage the hard drive. I'm looking for a date on here. The other ones were 1998. These this is not a hard drive board, but this kind of a connection, these are premium price at boardsort.com. And Telecom boards did really well. That was the other thing too. I had a Gaylord box of those Telecom boards, and you know, how many times can you sit there and watch somebody process the same thing? Hey, Scrooge McDuck, how are you? Sister said it was a zip drive. We were right. I'm sorry I took that one apart. I really am. I am, but I'm not, you know. Omega zip drive, she says. See, I told you guys. You want to ask anything? Ask on the channel. And even the creator has to ask. 1990s. I'm sorry I took that one apart. Shoot. Because like I said, that's something vintage that I... but you know what? The computer I got it out of was not in good shape. Otherwise, I would have put it aside elsewhere, you know. These are really good. $8 Home Depot. There's 10 little bits inside of here. And except for if you're working on Apples... it takes care of just about everything else. So yeah, you can check these with a magnet. Sometimes they're steel. If they're steel, I just throw them in the shred. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of gold and stuff inside again. I'll go after this. Sometimes there's really good gold pins right here on some of the older hard drives, and they're very easy to pull. Those are worth going after. But there's so many damn screws on these things, and half the time I can't get them apart. So, you know. So I either sell them as a hard drive, no board, or if they're aluminum, I just throw them in with my dirty aluminum. Well, that was quick. Jeez, didn't take me long to clear the table, huh? So here's your old school hard drive boards. I've got hard drive boards that are even older than this. I'll show them to you guys on my Sunday morning live. I have some things put aside just specifically for that. The 3.5 floppy. This one, yeah, see, it's got rust, it's got corrosion, so I don't think it's, it's not a candidate for resale. So this one we'll take apart. We'll get another nice set of gold-plated pins. These are a higher quality gold-plated pin because they're older. Anything pre-2000, you're going to get a much better yield on your gold pins. They're much better quality. You can tell, hold them side by side to something newer, and they're shiny, they're bright, they're thick, and they're really good. Like I said, I take these and I'll fill up a U.S. priority rate box, and I'll just sell it off for gold recovery to my subscribers. I'm looking into maybe getting a TikTok store. But again, it's just like everything else right now. You know, I want to get ready for the holidays. I want to get the house cleaned up. I want to finish my kitchen. And I actually own the domain, thecomputerscrapper.com. I've had about 7 or 8 requests to buy that domain, and I won't sell it. I won't sell that. It's too, I couldn't believe I even got it. It was crazy. I'd like to do more with that. I'd like to actually get like an online store where you can buy your e-scrap by the pound. Okay, I'm looking for RAM sticks. Let me buy a pound. Okay, I'm looking for SATA boards. Oh, it's the same thing, hard drive boards. Yeah, so this must be a zip drive as well. Zip, zip. But again, I'll get this off. We'll get these gold pins here. I don't know if you could tell on camera, they're very bright and they're very shiny. So for somebody who does gold recovery, this is a higher grade gold pin, and it's much nicer. They'll get much more yield, as opposed to a lot of brass or stainless steel that you get on the newer ones. The iCore boards are a joke. Ugh, absolute joke. There's really, when I tell you there's nothing on them, there's nothing on them. It's not yet, Moyer. Probably after Christmas. I think it's going to take me a while. I want to make sure that I have enough inventory to launch the page, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm really stockpiling inventory. But again, if you guys are interested in something in particular, just message me. I can work through PayPal easily. And I'll try to show you guys what I have in stock on Saturday morning. I have nothing against BoardSort or any other refiner. BoardSort has provided me tremendous knowledge and tremendous experience, and they're really great about answering questions. They're good at what they're doing. But, they don't pay as well as doing it for yourself. It's as simple as that. They do pay the highest price in the country, though, for material, guys. My problem with BoardSort is I got to ship it. It's $1 a pound to ship, and that on a 50-pound box, does a job. I'd like to get a video up on... I'd like to try to see if I can get the gold out of an iCore board and show you guys just how crappy they are. That's up and coming. That's on my... I always try to have a couple of things planned to show you guys. And Moyer, I must ask you, by purple CPUs, do you mean the 386s that I called S Brown the other day? Got a lot of those. Oh man, I got to show you guys maybe on Sundays Live, because they're down in the basement now. I just ordered CPU clamshell protectors because I don't want them to get damaged. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gold ceramics. Those I'm saving. That's one thing I am stockpiling. I'm selling my RAM, but I think the CPUs with the gold chips and things inside, those I think I'm going to stockpile and save. Thank you, Moyer. By the way, Moyer, I did find a Sound Blaster card. It's up for... I have it up for sale in the you-know-what store, but I have it paired up with... I have it paired with a NVIDIA GeForce card. If you might be interested in it, give me a holler. I can work something out, of course, for you. Scrapping Irish mentions that the Sound Blaster cards are very good for gold recovery as opposed to regular green boards. The Sound Blaster cards, the black Sound Blaster cards, are very good for gold recovery. He did a video on that a couple of weeks ago. I actually think this will work. I think it's a working unit. I put these two together because they came out of the same computer. This is a NVIDIA GeForce, and this is a Sound Blaster model SB0200. And I know, Moyer, a while back ago you asked me about Sound Blaster cards. You can message me on that one if you're interested. Oh, you did get some. Okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, Moyer's very good at identifying things that are high gold content. And he's always checking with me to see if I have something he might need. And that's awesome. All right. Well, it was nice to spend a little bit of time with all of you today. Just kind of popped on a Friday because you know what? I missed you guys. I really do enjoy our live chats. I enjoy the community we have. I enjoy going on and visiting your channels. And like I said, I had a pile here today, so it was nice to jump on and say hello. I will upload the video to both my YouTube and TikTok. And good Lord willing, I'll see you guys Sunday morning. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.